This is Daim Shabazz of the Chess Drum, and this is the second edition of the Drum Beat. And in the next 15 or so minutes, we'll give you a rundown on the latest news and events in the chess world. And we'll start by bringing your attention to some of the latest stories at the Drum. On the left-hand side, you can get an idea of some of the stories that have been written in the past 10 days or so. And those stories are actually located on the blog, so I'll just give you a look at the blog so we can take a close look at those stories. Here we have a new video tour for the Chess Drum, so if you want to become better acquainted with the navigation system of the Chess Drum, you can watch this video and it will bring you up to date with some of the new changes that have been made. Maurice Ashley is at the Reykjavik Open, which is in its second round now. He posted a comment that stated, here in Reykjavik, Iceland, to play in the famous Open tournament, waterfalls, geysers, hot springs, restaurants, and great nightlife. This place is amazing. So he is playing in his first international tournament in quite some time, and hopefully he'll have a lot of things to tell us about that particular tournament. There's actually a webcast that I'd like to show very quickly. As you can see in this webcast, you have a wide-angle shot of the playing venue. It seems to be a very successful tournament. Looking at the webcast, on the right-hand side, you see Ho Ifan is on the move against Robert Lagerman, who is a FIDE master from Iceland. You have the top seed Caruana, Fabiano Caruana. You have David Navarro of the Czech Republic, and you have Ho Yifan, who's the third seed. There's also a chat feature to the right if you want to ask questions about the tournament and interact with people that are there. That's a very good feature to have. You actually have to have an account and then log in, and then you're able to post comments. Continuing on, we have the rise of the Asian dragons. That's an article about the chess development in 4 Asian countries: China, India, Vietnam, and the Philippines. I've written several articles on this topic, and in this article I give an account of what these countries have been doing and how they're progressing. Here's a drumcast between Okechukwu Iwu and Oladapo Adu. This is based on a narrative that Oladapo Adu gave me during the 2009 World Open. I recorded his analysis and then I just synced it with a video, and it makes a nice instructive piece. So that may be something that you'd take an interest in as well. Levon Aronian has pulled to within 15 ELO points of Magnus Carlsen. The race to break Gary Kasparov's record is on, and I think in the year 2012 we'll may have a chance to see that record broken. There's Caruana, who is now number 7 in the world, and as I said, he's playing in the Reykjavik Open, where he's top seed. Emery Tate's selected games, and this is a kind of a plea to Emery to perhaps do a collection of his own games. He has very exciting, spectacular games, and he has very interesting insights into chess that go beyond his tactics. He has very creative ideas. He also has some very interesting stories that he can tell. So that's something that would be a very great benefit to the chess community. Botswana's second qualifiers have completed. They'll have their final in April. Providence Otahotsa has won both of the qualifiers, and he will be the favorite going into that final. Nakamura will play in the U.S. Championship starting in May. This will be his attempt at a third title. Last year he didn't play on the advice of Gary Kasparov, but this year he will return and try to win his third title. Here's a segment I did last month, Black History Month here in the United States, and I gave a historic account of how chess has evolved within the African diaspora. So it's a very interesting historic segment there. So those are the latest stories in the last 10 days of the Chess Drum, and hopefully you will get a chance to visit the Chess Drum and take a closer look at these stories. Let's go to some of the other sites. We'll start out with the Full English Breakfast, which has its edition number 18, and some of the issues that are featured in the new Full English Breakfast is an interview with Fabiano Caruana. You have a discussion on the ACP Women's Grand Prix tournament, which also featured a minor controversy of some very quick draws that were given in that tournament. There's also a invitation to chess fans to vote for a player who they would like to see participate in the Tall Memorial Tournament. And this is a tournament that's going to be held in June, first week of June, in Moscow. Moving on, let's look at ChessBase. ChessBase has a number of very interesting articles. Alexei Shirov is in Ottawa, Canada, and he's doing some exhibitions there. European Chess Union has implemented a dress code for tournaments, which includes for women no miniskirts. So there have been some comments about women and their mode of dress at tournaments, so now they're moving forth and they're doing something about it. This dress code also includes regulations for men as well. Moving further down, there's an article that caught my eye, this idea of QR codes in chess. You may remember that I wrote a story on QR codes a few weeks back and the impact they can make on chess, and you have an article about Europe Eshek using QR codes in their magazine. So we can look forward to maybe this technology being implemented in other facets of chess, storing games and also player information so that can be scanned easily for the arbiter. Won't have to key in all that information that they normally would have to queue in. Alright, so that will do it for ChessBase. Let's move on. The subzonal tournament is being held in Ecuador, and that is the zone for Central America and the Caribbean. So this is at FIDE America website, so you might want to take a look at that. You have a tournament that will kick off this weekend, the North American Masters Tournament held in Chicago, and they feature 2 Grandmaster Norm tournaments, and there will be also an exhibition match between Wesley So of the Philippines and George Meyer of Germany. Recently I was looking at trying to find some information about the Anand Gelfand match, World Championship match that will be held in May, but I couldn't find any specific dates on that match, and I tried looking around and I was unsuccessful in finding that information. I did come across a site that apparently was the site for the match, but it doesn't appear to be an official website. It doesn't look to be official. The prize fund has been confirmed. It will be $2,550,000 purse for both players. The candidates match has been announced. It will be held in London. The minor controversy there is that the tournament will begin 10 days after the Bilbao tournament, which is held both in Bilbao, Spain and Sao Paulo, Brazil. Magnus Carlsen had actually complained about this because it's such a short amount of time for them to prepare for such an important tournament. So there's really no word as to whether that tournament will be moved from October till early 2013, which is the suggested time for it. So we can look forward to more updates as far as that's concerned. Let's go to the Twitter sphere and see what is happening in the Twitter world. I have 25 new tweets, so let's see what has come across in terms of the latest events. We have the European Women's Championship that's going on right now. Bassam Amin is tweeting. He drew with Pintala Harikrishna. There are some other results coming in. German Championship. Of course, the tournament in Iceland we just mentioned is going on. Capelle-Legrand, very strong tournament in France, is in progress. Lots of results coming in. So as we look further down, we can look at Maurice Ashley's tweets. I don't know if he's really tweeting about the Reykjavik Open, but perhaps we can find out. Okay, no, he's apparently not tweeting from Reykjavik as of yet, so we can look forward to more updates from Maurice. Going further down, lots from Chess Results. Very important site to find out the latest news and information on chess results. And it's been a mainstay in the diet of chess players. Okay, we have a new chess magazine out that's based in the UK. And okay, there's my tweet on the Subzonal. Trying to find a link that I could perhaps click on. And well, here's a Philippe Dornbusch, who's actually at the Capelle Le Grand, and he's tweeting pictures. So you might want to take a look at some of those pictures. Apparently he's on site and he's posting these pictures using TwitPic. Okay, there's William Stewart doing a game between Magnus Carlsen and Nakamura. So he does some very good video lessons, and his site has really grown. Okay, so that'll do it for Twitter, and lots of tournament results coming in. But I want to take a quick look at Facebook. Then we'll do Game of the Week, and that will conclude our segment. Alright, Facebook. This is the Chess Drum Facebook page. I posted something via Twitter on the Subzonal. Here's a tweet on Quentin Smith's death has been ruled a suicide. This was a young chess player at a Scholastic tournament who apparently fell from the roof of a hotel during a tournament, and there was no word on what was the cause of death, but they have now ruled it a suicide. So there's a link there to the story, and you can go and check it out. It's from a Lubbock newspaper from Lubbock, Texas. Moving on, Chess Connections, which is a New York-based Facebook group, and there's a very interesting discussion going on about chess promotion. And there's one chess player who also is a poker player who suggests that chess take some examples from poker and try to raise the stakes. And there's a very spirited debate, and I have weighed in and given my view on the issue. I think it's just very difficult to apply some of the poker methods to chess because they are two very different personalities. Both games have very different personalities, and I think for a chess solution it requires an examination of the benefits of chess and its strong points, and to craft a strategy that suits the game, as opposed to looking at the way poker has done it. Lastly, Africa Chess Forum is a venue that has been created for the discussion of chess news in Africa, and also to discuss some possible initiatives. Paris Gutka here of Kenya has talked about this initiative, and he wants to see more activity, or at least more discussion on different activities in Africa. So that might be a group you may want to add. Let's go to Game of the Week, and let's close out the drumbeat segment by going through this Game of the Week from the Polish Championship between Masija and Soko. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, and if not, I apologize. But let's go through this game. It's a very exciting game. Looks like it came out of a King's Indian. So as you can see, it's starting out as a normal King's Indian, and it has some characteristics of the bayonet attack with the move b4 for white. And of course, the classic battle is white's queenside thrust versus black's kingside initiative. And this game lived up to that classic description. As you can see, white is pressing on the queen side. Black is beginning to make some progress in terms of breaking on the king side. And white splits the board in half by pushing its pawn down to d7. Black is still pressing on the king side, and it looks quite dangerous for white. If you look at the pieces huddled around white's king, it looks like black's going to break through. But white has a resource, and the advanced pawns were simply too much for black, and he had to resign. So that will do it for the second edition of the Drumbeat. Hopefully you've enjoyed this segment, and there will be future segments, and hopefully we'll have some other types of segments, including interviews, and maybe we'll have discussions on Skype as well. Again, this is Daim Shabazz of the Chess Drum, and as always, keep the beat going. Thank you.